Okay guys, we got that front part done. That last video cut me off as I was getting the last two spot welds right there on the inside of that door jamb where the self panel is. After that, I just made my cut across where they leaded it, factory leaded it, and the whole piece popped right off. So that's kind of how you do it. Just take your time, work around each spot weld, get that spot weld to pop off, start at one corner or one end and just work your way all the way around it. And take your time, and it'll work out for you. Now, obviously, sometimes it's inevitable you're going to bend some of that inside structural steel that's spot welded to. It's not that big of a deal, as long as it ain't cut and tore up. You can take your dolly and hammer that back out and straighten it back up. And then you just need to go around where all your spot welds was and clean it up with the sander and grinder and get ready to start fitting your new quarter panel. The one more thing we got left to do on this to get all this stuff off and ready for the new quarter panel is this little back corner. And you can see where I kind of tore it up. This one's being tough for me. I mean, I'm really trying to be gentle and not tear this up. But they got so much seam sealer in here, I could probably go in and grind it out, but it's just flaking out because it's rusted anyway. So I'm just trying to fold this down and get it from the inside. I haven't drilled out any of the spot welds. That's what's making it a little tough. So I'm kind of using the air hammer to kind of chisel out the spot welds, which is, it's rough on the interior structure. I've tore a few places. Just by looking at it, even if I did clean all that out, it'd be hard to get to the spot welds anyway. So this one's a little tough. This one's a little tricky. You're going to have to use your imagination and be delicate as you can without really tearing everything up. And that's where we're at. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to finish getting this off and see where we're at. And then when we're done, we can take a dolly and hammer and some of the stuff that I got bent and tore, we can just dolly it back down. And if you tore it with your chisel, sometimes it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if you want it to be perfect, you can go back and weld where you tore it, dolly hammer it, make it back like it was. But I don't think, and I might be able to, like that, I see that spot weld right there. I might be able to see some of these spot welds from the inside. So I think I'm gonna get a grinder. I'm gonna get a grinder and sand along there and see which one of these spot welds exposes itself. Be right back. Got the old wire wheel. We'll see what that does for us. Trying to find my safety shield. I lost it between here and there. Oh, there it is. So let's see what it does. Let's see if them spot welds expose themselves. Maybe in business. Let's see a couple. That was right there, so he already kind of tore that, so it's a little bit. So I'm just trying to cut it with the chisel. So let me go get a dolly. All right. Let's go back and not bad. All right, let's see if we can expose a few more. Just let me know if I get in the way there. See. I see two down here. Let's get them out of there. See what that does. Again, I'm trying to bend this back so I can get in behind it. That worked. Whittling away at it. We just got a little bit left. And I might be able to get through from the outside. This is right down in here. See if we can get some of that seam sealer off. There's one right there and one up there. Maybe. Looks like that might be the last one. We shall see. I think there's one right there. I just can't get to it. I'm sorry if my head gets in your guys' way. I'm just trying to look around and do this. I'm trying to do this so you guys can kind of see it at the same time. I don't know if that's very good focus or not. We'll take and chisel all this old stuff off. There's a lot of rust under that seam sealer. All right. Now all you gotta do is go back and just kind of straighten up some of this stuff. Kind of chisel off any of this seam sealer that's hanging on there. From the factory. Clean it all up. Now, when I fabbed up this back part right here, when I did that video on redoing this whole bottom part of this rear inner support, and this corner was rusted out, and it was like that on both sides. And basically what it is rear tire, and the way they have it, like the quarter panel comes down and it seals at the bottom. It seals at the bottom. It seals at the bottom of this inside piece. Well, there's still gaps and stuff in it, and dirt got up in there, and even in the trunk, because there's a gap between the quarter panel and this extended trunk pan, about an inch, where dirt can get down in there and just set down in the bottom of this quarter panel. And over the years, either dirt and moisture getting up from the inside or dirt coming down on the outside. But this whole back part was rusted out of this inner structural piece and the quarter panel. That's what this little corner is here. So the quarter panel will come down and it'll roll around and tuck under here. But this is a little long, and I made it that way because I wasn't for sure how much of that quarter panel is going to come and roll around, because if I look at it from the back when I made this, it's actually flush with this piece that I just took off. So I may have to trim a little bit of it off. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm going to pause you and give you an extended view a little bit of this whole thing, and then I'm going to go through here and clean up a little bit of these where I took these spot welds off, and we'll put the quarter panel on there and just and see where it's at. All right. Now let's pick some of this stuff up. Got the drill. Might use the hose a little bit more. And grinders. Alright. Now again, I'm gonna have to go through here real quick, do a little bit of dolly and hammering on some of these edges, flatten them out, clean them up. I'll hit it all with the sander, and we'll put the quarter panel in and see what it looks like. much bit up on that because that's pretty, 2 layers there. Usually if you got something that's already got 2 layers, the quarter panel's gonna be 3. It's usually pretty strong, you can peel it apart without too much trouble. Let me get a sander and hit it real quick. And see where we're at. We'll get a piece of sander. While it's grinding up. Again, safety first. I'll probably clean it up a lot better than that once I actually go to weld it in. You really want these clean for a nice, good, clean, solid weld. When you start spot welding that back in. But right now, I just want to see where the quarter panel sits. This full stamped quarter panel. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut some of that little corner out right there. I do believe it's holding it up. So let me pull this off. Cut some of that out. Now, keep in mind, guys, when you're doing this, you might as well expect to pull this thing on and off at least, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 times. Depends on how good you get it the first couple of times, you know. But, like, removal time number 1, trim that back there so I can get this back corner tucked in there like it should be and get the rest of it to fit. So, round 1. It's still hitting down on that bottom corner. May have to take a lot of that corner out. This corner right here. Yeah, I'm gonna take a lot of that out because I can see now looking at it from this way. I'm gonna have to get it to where it's the same radius as this in the panel. And the reason I made that big, that back part big, is because with all that rusted out, that back structural part, this inner fender well, the outer fender well, all rusted out back here, I really didn't have no reference point on how far out it went and stuff. So basically, I just kind of made everything large, bigger, a little bit bigger back here. And this brand new stamped quarter panel is going to be my reference point. But obviously, I did that before I got this, so it's kind of how the way it worked out. Still being held up though quite a bit here. I can see now that may have to trim this little stamped. We'll take a look at that here. Hold up. Get a flashlight so I can see a little better down in that dark hole. So it's not that corner opened up anymore. Nothing back there. Nothing really here. The only thing I can kind of see is this little edge right there. Is I'm trying to think, that doesn't really look like that. It's supposed to go up there in that. Well, one thing that's probably not helping me is having an extra up here. I need to get it welded out so it'll lay on here like it should. I really don't think. Well, that might be some of that. it's gonna be tricky because the way this wraps around up here on this upper window, there's like a ledge that you gotta get that ledge over and pull it down. And at the same time, this back, you have to get that back in and pull it forward to get all that other stuff to tuck inside the quarter panel. So it's gonna be a little tricky. And with that, tucked in. Tucked up. So, oh yeah, that's much better. Now, really, what's holding me up is this. I need to cut this little lip off. And I think it'll just lay over that. But this little lip right here is holding me up. And I think. Oh, okay, I see what it is. It's actually been in. It's supposed to be out because it tucks up under here. After you get the. So let's test fit number one. Now I can tell you already that this all right here is being held out just because I don't have this. I'm trying to like spread this out over the existing. So once I get that lead welded, melted out of there, get the rest of this quarter panel in, you can see this offset right here. It tucks under the roof skin. So I'm not sure how I'm going to address that yet. If it's going to mean cutting out a bunch of spot welds and stuff and lifting this roof. Well, I probably won't have to lift it if I can cut the spot welds out. And tuck it. I just got to see how the factory did it under that lid. See how they layered that.